Hey everybody, it's Lewis Porter Jr. again, and I'm doing a video in my car again. So I'm just driving home. So, what interesting thing can I tell you happened this week? Well, I got the rights back to my Pirates of the Bronze Sky. That was our kind of steampunkish, pulpish, flying ship campaign setting that I guess I started, like 3 years ago? I started working on it? Yeah, probably like a little more than that. But 3 years ago, I started working on it. I started developing it. And I never really got inspired as much in it as I really wanted to. So I'd always done stuff for it, but I didn't really get like, oh, I gotta do this. We gotta do this one. It was always like that back burner one. So what I did is that I sold it off to one of my writers and let him handle it and let him take full charge of it and seeing if he was interested in doing some stuff on it. And, from there, just take a percentage, because you basically kind of license it out. But, he got busy with his own stuff, and stuff came up. And I was just like, hey, you had it for a year. Are you going to do something with it? And he's like, I'm really not focusing that much on it. And I basically said, well, can I have it back? He's like, sure. So he gave it back to me. So now I have another setting back in my hands. Now, I still don't know if I'm ever going to really do this one. I have some ideas. I mean, some of the races I definitely wanted to do. Our big four-armed rhino men race, the Kalathon. I always liked the idea of them. I liked what they presented. They were definitely that homage to the GIF, that original Spelljammers. So I always thought that'd be a cool race somewhere. And maybe I'll never develop this out as a full setting, and maybe it'll just be like little pieces here and there. But it'll just be kind of cool things that I want to do on it. So it's kind of like that. I don't know if I'm going to do a big campaign world book for it. I don't know if I'm going to spend a whole big thing. I'm not going to do a Kickstarter for it. So don't worry. I'm not doing a Kickstarter for it. That I'm not doing. So it's just like that. It's one of my many side projects like Zao. Well, I can't call Obsidian Apocalypse a side project. Now it's a premier project. But it was, started as a side project. But I don't plan for it to become any more than really what it is. It's just a way for me to get out ideas. It's just kind of a creative thing that you'll notice. When you publish, a lot of times you'll publish stuff you have to publish. You have to publish, I had to publish this thing because it brings in this kind of money, so I need to publish this. I need to publish this thing, but I need to put this thing, and it doesn't. And that's kind of the focus that you'll do, a lot of. But this one was more of, this is just something I liked. There's some ideas in there I wanted to push. Definitely, I'd say skyships are something that have always been a part of fantasy, and I haven't really liked a lot of the ways they've been done, so maybe I'll do a book based on that. I'm still debating, but like I said, it's still up in the air. I don't know where it's going to go, but it's going to be something I'm just working on, on the side. So if you see something for it and you like it and sounds kind of cool, check it out. That's what I'm going for that. Also, I'm finishing up the last little bit of the Temple of the Forbidden God for Free RPG Day. I'm hoping to have that to the press by Monday and have that all set ready for them. I have to probably have to do like 3 little map issues, but once that's done, the book is done and it'll be ready to print and ready to go. So I'm pretty happy with that. We've gotten a lot of good response from the people who've seen it behind the scenes and stuff like that. We also sent off our Silvered Skull, which I think I mentioned last time, to Dreamscard. I know they're going to be releasing it. I just don't know how. I know it's going to be soon, so keep an eye out for that. What other interesting things that I've seen? Here's something. Now, this is going to be a moment of me I'm not talking bad about someone, but I am. But I'm not. I really am not. For me, you think that I'm actually, but I'm really not. So I saw a Kickstarter that I thought was kind of interesting, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. It was, it's kind of, I don't want to say what it is. You'll figure it out. If you go to Kickstarter, it won't take very long to figure it out. But you'll figure out what I'm talking about. And I was like, oh, it seems like a cool idea, and I thought this was very cool. But then, the kind of thing that turned me off a little bit of it was when they planned to release it. So they had one release date if they met at one level of their goal, which they have already met, was not till 2014. Basically, the end of 2014, definitely that fourth quarter. So I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, it's 2013 now, so I've got to wait a year and a half to get this product, and then they had, bonus goals on top of that. That said, if we do even add more stuff, which they're going with, which is good stuff they're adding, but then they don't expect to plan to release the game to 2015. Now, that to me was the killer. I'm like, here's a great idea, some pretty cool stuff. I'm really interested. It really sucks that I won't see the game for 2 years. And I'm just like, that's a fail. That's a fail. That's a fail to me. And I'm glad they got their goal. I'm glad they're raising their money. But at the same time, I gotta wonder. It's like, who's gonna remember what they ordered 2 years ago? I mean, that's a long time to wait for a product. So this comes to the question of, which I've tossed around this idea with a couple people I know, is should you be doing Kickstarter or should you be doing kick finishing? And basically, here's the concept. A lot of people get to Kickstarter is, hey, I got this great idea, I want to build it, I want to do it, here's my idea, hey, I need the money, they put it together, the money comes out, and then sometimes the product doesn't come out. And sometimes it does. I mean, the ratio, it's definitely around 50% in a lot of different areas, but it's still, that's pretty high. My thought process, and I think what we did with our last one for Free RPG Day, we had probably about, seriously, 70 to 80% of it done. Just already done and ready to go. And, it wasn't really about, we need money to kickstart it. We basically needed money to finish it. Because it was done, it was coming out, but just some other costs that we couldn't afford to do without Kickstarter. And so it got me thinking, it's like, is it better to do a Kickstarter where you don't have anything available at all? Or is it better to do a Kickstarter where you're really 70, 80% done, and maybe you just need the money to get the last 20% out? Because to me, that at least gives you something. Because, okay, the biggest issue that people are talking about, just like my last comment I said, is I don't want to wait 2 years for a game that I paid for. I don't want to wait. I don't think that's a long time for me to wait. I did it. I mean, the one we did with Obsidian Apocalypse, we had people wait almost basically a year. I'm going to just say a year to get it. And that's a long time. And we had a lot of stuff done on it. And we're still doing a lot of stuff on it. But a year is a long time to have people tied up with money where they can't get access to something. And I know on the retail side with the Free RPG Day, what we did was you can get the product, which will be coming out in a couple months. But we gave retailers the opportunity to get the actual NeoX's book in the store. So even though they gave us money, they were getting us something. Even when the people who donated, you gave us some money, we also gave you the draft of the adventure. So you saw it, it was there. It wasn't just us just going, we're going to get to you when we get to you. I'm always kind of iffy about that. That's a weird thing about me. I don't like to hold on to people's money when I haven't given them the thing yet, because things always happen and then you spend money on something else, and I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to be the guy talk about he took my money, never get my product, and that just fears me to my core. And I mean, anybody who works freelance knows that's very much a serious position with me. I am a big believer of pay the people when they're done. I mean, not when the product comes out, not months later, but if you can pay them when it's done, pay them. If you can't, you can't. Things happen. But if it's done, camera slip. If it's done, pay them. I mean, damn, man, just pay them the money. Everybody walks away happy, and it's like not a big deal anymore. So, I don't want to hold on to somebody's money for 2 years. And God forbid, I mean, I hope this all comes out. I mean, what I've seen from the product looks great. I can't wait to see it. But am I going to pay in advance to possibly wait 2 years to get it? Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. When it comes on the shelves, I'm probably going to buy it. I have no doubt that if it comes out, and I say but if and when it comes out, I will buy it. That is not even an issue. It's just that wait time to me is just way too long. And should Kickstarter have a limit on that? Should you only have 8 months, 10 months, 6 months, whatever months, or a year max to develop your product before people can come after you legally? I wonder that. Is that going to be an issue? Because I think more and more people are starting to do Kickstarter, but there is still a massive failure rate. Just recently somebody announced, and I can't remember the exact specific details, but the person said a lot of bad things happened to him, some stuff came up, and he's not going to put up the product, but he took the money. And I don't know about you, I don't want to be in the hook on that. I don't want people to even connect me with something like that, because that's just not cool. That's not my thing. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. As you can see on my face, I don't like that. So that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if you're going to see stuff like that happen more often. If you're going to see people, maybe maybe make tighter deadlines. I don't know the best way to describe it, or the product is 80% done, and when the Kickstarter ends, we give you the 80% of the product already done, and then we finish with the last 20, and then we release it in like 3 months. But to me, that seems like a great deal. Oh, the thing's already done. Look at all these cool pages for it. Oh, look at all this cool stuff for it, and boom, even cooler. Oh, fire truck. Here's even cooler. We've got a bunch of stuff for you already for it when it comes out. And because I think that's always been a key. A lot of people have talked about when you do a Kickstarter, have something readily available for people that they can get and have the second it ends, which I am 110% behind. I think that is not just a smart idea. I think it's just, you have to do that. Sorry, a car got stuck in the middle of the road up in front of me. I just think you have to find ways to make Kickstarter better than it even is. I mean, as a concept, Kickstarter, crowdfunding is a great idea.